Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled among rolling hills, a humble farmer lived on a small, picturesque farm. He worked tirelessly from dawn till dusk, tending to his crops and animals. Despite his hard work, he was not rich and often struggled to make ends meet. One bright morning, while walking through his fields, he stumbled upon something extraordinary. To his astonishment, his beloved goose had laid a shiny golden egg. The egg glistened in the sunlight, and the farmer could hardly believe his eyes. Overjoyed, he carefully picked up the golden egg and held it close, a broad smile spreading across his face. He decided to take the egg to the market, where he sold it for a substantial amount of money. The farmer was thrilled with his newfound fortune. To his amazement, the next morning, the goose laid another golden egg. Day after day, the goose continued to lay these precious eggs, and the farmer collected them with great care. With each golden egg, the farmer's wealth grew. He was able to improve his farm, buy new tools, and live a comfortable life. The once struggling farmer was now prosperous and content, all thanks to his generous goose. The farmer grew impatient. He wanted all the golden eggs at once. He thought the goose was hiding a treasure inside. The farmer decided to cut open the goose. He imagined himself swimming in gold. The farmer thought he would be much richer. He convinced himself it was a clever plan. He grabbed a sharp knife from his barn. The farmer, blinded by greed, chased the goose. His eyes were filled with a burning desire for more wealth, more golden eggs. He had heard tales of endless riches and believed that the goose was his ticket to a life of luxury. The fields echoed with his heavy footsteps as he ran, his mind clouded with thoughts of gold. The goose, scared, ran away from the farmer. It had sensed the danger, the shift in the farmer's demeanor. The once peaceful fields had turned into a battleground, with the goose desperately trying to escape the clutches of its pursuer. The sun cast long shadows, adding to the tension of the chase. He caught the goose and held it tightly. The bird struggled, its wings flapping frantically, but the farmer's grip was unyielding. He could feel the rapid heartbeat of the goose, but his mind was set on one thing only: the treasure he believed lay within. With a swift motion, he cut open the goose's belly. The act was quick, almost mechanical, driven by his insatiable greed. The knife glinted in the sunlight as it made the fatal incision. The farmer's hands were steady, his face devoid of any emotion except for the anticipation of finding gold. He looked inside, but there was no treasure. The reality of his actions began to sink in. The goose, which had once brought him so much joy and wealth, lay lifeless and empty. The farmer's heart sank as he realized the gravity of his mistake. There were no more golden eggs to be found. The nest, once a symbol of prosperity, was now barren. The farmer's greed had led him to destroy the very source of his fortune. He searched frantically, hoping against hope to find just one more egg, but it was all in vain. The farmer had made a terrible mistake. His actions, driven by greed and impatience, had cost him dearly. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks, and he felt a deep sense of regret and sorrow. The golden eggs, the wealth, the dreams of a luxurious life, all gone in an instant. His greed had destroyed his valuable resource. The fields, once filled with promise and prosperity, now seemed empty and desolate. The farmer sat alone, staring at the ground, his mind replaying the events that had led to this tragic end. He had learned a harsh lesson, but it was too late. The goose was gone, and with it, his dreams of endless wealth. The farmer learned a harsh lesson that day. He had always been a hard-working man, toiling from dawn till dusk, but his desire for more led him astray. He had been greedy and impatient. The allure of quick wealth clouded his judgment. He thought that by pushing the goose to lay more golden eggs, he could amass a fortune overnight. But in his haste, he had destroyed the very goose that brought him wealth. The nest, once a symbol of prosperity, now lay empty and desolate. Now he had nothing but regret. The barn that once echoed with the clucks of the golden goose was silent. His fields, once lush and green, seemed barren and lifeless. This story teaches us that greed is bad. It is a timeless lesson passed down through generations, reminding us of the perils of wanting too much too quickly. Greed can make us act foolishly and destructively. It blinds us to the value of what we already have, leading us to make decisions that can ruin everything. We should be content with what we have. True happiness and fulfillment come from appreciating the fruits of our labor and the simple joys of life. Greed destroys the very resource it seeks to exploit. Let us remember to cherish and nurture what we have, for in doing so, we ensure lasting prosperity and peace.